Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, ladies.
Hey,
What's going on?
what's going on?
Happy Saturday to everybody.
Absolutely.
We
Nice
are
out too.
we live in the hunger room, y'all.
It is
It's a takeover.
all day.
They didn't think we would do it.
No, they didn't think we would do it.
They knew. Way too many ladies that allowed. They knew this would happen.
It was bound to happen. So I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
They got me on the board here, and we'll see if I do things right. I was trained by the best. Here to put
You
a
got
little.
your notes?
I do.
Okay.
They here. I'm ready.
We good then.
We good. So welcome everybody out there in the sound waves. Welcome to the ladies here. I am Shannon. I am from California. I'm one of the original California peaches of the Soundproof Hunger Room.
California.
Peach?
Cali peach, yes.
Is that
It's,
something you made up?
no, it's a thing.
Oh, is it?
It's a thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes, us that have made the transition here to Georgia.
Oh, so y'all made it up from California.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because I ain't heard nobody.
Yeah,
You've never heard of
they
Cali
think.
peach?
It's they thing.
You've never heard of a Cali peach?
Never.
Wow, it's a whole population of us here.
I mean, I know people from California live here, but I've never heard the term California
We have coined
peach.
the phrase Cali peaches.
And I see the Atlanta folks in the building don't really agree.
And that's not a factor. That's not a factor.
Seems like this Atlanta folk in the building doesn't
mean, you
necessarily
know, it's
agree either, but you
original.
know.
That's fine.
Original.
That is absolutely. The ladies, the Cali
Dude.
peaches in the room,
Yeah,
please
but you know,
step
Southern
in.
hospitality will welcome all.
We appreciate
You
it.
know, absolutely.
We appreciate it. I'm
Absolutely.
going to own it, though.
Yeah.
I'ma own it.
Yeah, that you have to own it.
That
So,
was hilarious.
Why don't we go around and let me hear, of course, your name, where you're from, and tell us something about you.
This is Jay from Maryland. Y'all know me, my loud mouth. Ain't nothing extra to say today. Let's get it going.
I'm falling right in behind that. I'm Keisha from College Park. Same loud mouth.
Let's go.
Gotta have one College Park representing. One Georgia Peach
Well,
represent.
all the
One
respect.
actual real peach.
Oh, there's a real peach.
I mean, a peach is a peach, you know. This ain't nothing like a Georgia peach.
That's okay. That's all right.
But you know, fruit basket is she hit the.
I mean, it was
On
a
the
shot
board.
fired. It was a shot fired. I recognize that. It's cool. It's cool.
See, we welcome all. Southern
I
hospitality
appreciate
is
it.
Real.
I appreciate it. You know, some of y'all are kind here in Atlanta.
You said
Some of y'all are kind.
Some of us.
I'm not from here, so. Let's just.
Shots fired.
So y'all gonna get what y'all get from me. I ain't from here. Southern hospitality, that ain't what we do.
Yeah, well, Brian is from Maryland, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm
Yeah,
a
we got
believer,
one in
firm
there.
believer, and it ain't where you at, it's where you from. So there's that.
I agree.
So we're here today because we had a little conversation. Well, it wasn't a little conversation. It was a great conversation a couple of weeks ago with the guys, and they shared with us what men want. And there was a huge response in the group about what men want, and we chimed in, and you know, we respected their opinions and all, but we had to answer.
Yeah.
We wanted to give our insight on what we wanted, because
Absolutely.
they had a lot of expectations of women, rightfully so. We appreciate it, but we're here to share what women want. So that's the topic of the conversation today,
All right.
Absolutely.
what women want. So I'm going to piggyback off of some of the conversations that they had, but I was also given the liberty to have some of my own topics thrown in.
Okay.
So let's get right in. The first conversation or question is it harder for women to admit when they're wrong?
Some women, yeah.
I
Okay.
agree. Some women.
Is it just a woman thing that we are more emotional, that we
Definitely more emotional. For me, it took maturity. I definitely had to grow. Early on, yeah, I wasn't admitting to nothing. I was right. That's what it was.
Period.
And it was just an argument, But but I've definitely grown a whole lot. Like I got married young, so we grew up together within the marriage, and you live and you learn, and you adapt. But yeah, I've definitely grown, and I'm definitely, I can admit quickly when I'm wrong, and I'll apologize.
Sure.
And if I don't see exactly what it was, let's say, hey, well, what did you feel like I was wrong about? Mm-hmm. Let's address it. I'm good with that.
Relationship wise, that's kind of never been a big thing for me. Like, wrong is wrong, and if I am, I'll say it's not really a big deal. Like, why do I have to have an issue apologizing? Because I'm not always gonna be right. I might be right a lot, but I'm not always gonna be right, and it doesn't make me look like an idiot to apologize.
Right, absolutely.
Like that's a pride thing. That what you stand on your pride for if you're wrong? That's stupid.
Now, you mentioned specifically about relationships. How about in other situations?
Yeah.
Same?
Yeah. Like, and especially if you can put the facts out there and say, okay, but you did X, Y, and Z, I get it. Like, I'm not really standing on my square about some stupid shit that I was incorrect about. Like, that's just, I got better things to argue about than that.
Right.
Well, they tend to believe that we don't apologize.
I guess it's
we might not be the right group.
Okay.
Now, if we take this a little bit further and you look at what's happening online and social media and in the streets, these women do not.
Yeah.
We've seen plenty of memes with plenty of comments where women are like, apology is sucking dick, cooking a meal, whatever. It has nothing to do with actually saying those words, I'm sorry.
Right.
They agree all day long with that. So,
Right.
Do y'all think we apologize just to smooth shit over? To like, all right, let's just be done with it.
us, no, never. Never.
No?
A woman has to be correct. She is not going to apologize just for. Actually, let me correct that. There are some instances in where that will happen only for her to be pissed off later on and keep holding that damn
Bring
grudge.
it back up.
Okay. So that, no. We might say, okay, yeah, you got it. But we mad for however long, which that's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in a different realm with certain things too, but especially now, like, life is too short.
It is.
Just like, why are we holding grudges and not apologizing and all of that? And expect to smooth stuff over, you just gonna say the words, but then you're gonna be an asshole after the fact.
I think for me, I will initially say, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize, in an effort to not address it in the moment.
Are you in public though?
In any instance.
But
like,
why?
for example, so for me, I'm one of those who has to process shit. Like, speaking to me head on in the midst of the situation may not go over well.
So
I might need to process a little bit. So
Right,
I'm
right.
apologize initially.
Yeah.
but should you really apologize then? Since you
Yes.
have to process it and determine if you're wrong though?
I'm apologizing for how I made them feel.
Okay, so you say that specifically, that you're apologizing for how you feel.
Yeah, I apologize. Off top, I'm sorry. But then I'm going to come back around. So about that apology. I said I apologized in the moment. How and whatsoever I feel like there was,
You don't think that might be a little fucked up though? To come back later on and be like, I apologize, but you know what? I wasn't wrong. You
got to know your audience. You got to know your audience, because my person gonna know. My person gonna know that I'm not addressing shit head on initially, and that I might circle back. So I could be wrong, but I do want to apologize. My first initial thought is to address the feelings that I may have hurt.
So let me ask you this then. If that happens to you, are you okay with it?
If you apologize to me initially and then come back and have a conversation.
Yeah, let me take that apology back.
No, I'm not taking the apologies back. I'm not taking it back.
You said.
No, I'm apologizing up front. So I apologize for how I made you feel.
Right.
And then when we come back and have the dialogue, well, this is why I did what I did. This is why this happened that way. This is how you may have processed it this way. It could have been I said it wrong. It could have been the tone. It could have been the atmosphere if we were around people. Mm-hmm. Either way, I apologize. Yes, I apologize for how I made you feel in the moment, but
not
I hate to add a but. I hate to add a but
apologizing
for what I said
or doing.
You meant
Correct.
what you said. You just you didn't mean how you said it.
How you made them feel.
How I made them feel. That's what I want to
But you can't really control how somebody feels.
That's why I apologize.
But I don't necessarily feel like I need to apologize for how you feel, because how you feel is a choice.
Right.
In whatever situation, like you choose to feel whatever, you don't have to.
Yeah, if you sensitive, there might be
just
for
me apologizing for how you felt, like you could control that. Like I can cut you out, but that doesn't mean that you have to feel a type of way about it. You can be like, give a shit what you guys say.
Yeah, I guess that's the empath in me. I just, want to make it. I want to make it right. So whatever I have done, and I get it. Everybody else may not feel that way, but if I did something to slight you, if I did something that makes you feel a certain way, I'm gonna apologize for that. Now my actions and my justification or for my reasoning, that may not get an apology. But I want you to be all right with me, especially if I got to lay down with you.
Right.
Because I can apologize several ways, but the initial verbal apology is how I'm going to approach it.
So, Hen You Wine, and I think that's Derek Carr, said, then are women genuine when they apologize? Because it sounds like the attitude don't go away.
That was the point that I made, so I can't speak to that. Y'all got that one.
I didn't. There's no attitude for me. If I address it in the moment, I'm genuine about the apology. The conversation that ensues thereafter, that's a completely different situation where we're addressing, again, those factors, the tone, the situation, the people who are around. So my apologies are always genuine. It may be pacification. I may be pacifying in the moment, but we gonna run it back. We gonna circle back and have the conversation.
And see, I'm not big on that. Once I apologize, I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah,
I don't want to come back.
I was gonna say
if
I'm
I
probably
was wrong in what I said, how I said it, where I said it, then I'm apologize. I'm typically not big on doing anything like that in no big group of people. Like it really has to be something major. If I come at you in front of people, something really big happened. Other than that, and then we address our issues behind closed doors. But if I said something out of line, did something, looked a certain way or something, then I apologize, and it is what it is. But, there have been instances where you come back and go, why you do that? And they want to keep arguing. But other than that, if I apologize, I'm done with it.
Yeah, it's over.
We keep going around the block.
We don't need to talk about this 2-3 hours later. Like, let's...
Yeah. Well, I'm a processor, and admittedly, I'm an overthinker at times.
Okay.
So circling back is not uncommon for me, especially when I'm in a different mindset, which leads me to the question that was posed is, do we overreact sometimes? Who's willing to admit it?
I have overreacted. A lot of times I'll be like, fuck it. Because I'm to the point now, I'm zero tolerant for a lot of shit. So instead of arguing or just attitude, I just be like, you know what? I either walk away, if we're not in a relationship, if it is what it is, all right, you got it. Mm-hmm. And I might be out because I'm zero tolerant. Like I'm not going to babysit a bunch of bullshit. And I'll be over it. It is what it is for me.
I have overreacted, but that's now, I don't even want to argue. Like, I really feel like there's zero reason for people to be arguing 99% of the time.
Right.
So now we going to talk. I ain't really like, you say whatever. I'm not just about to bust out and start cussing or going off or, of course it has happened in the past, but I'm grown now, so I handle stuff different, but no, I ain't. Mm-mm.
So Crespo says I need to apologize for calling their podcast little. I will not.
You notice how she got close to the mic.
I wanted to make sure he heard me.
Enunciated.
Every syllable. I will not.
Lil's a hating ass.
It is.
I'm just saying.
So
but I'm here
to address that. So just so everybody knows, Keisha is tapped into the comments. So you have something that you want to say for us to hear. If you want for us to address something, tap into the comments. We are live on YouTube. Soundproof Hunger Room is the ladies' takeover.
She'll pick and choose what she wants to read out loud. So if y'all say some fuck shit, we might not read it out loud.
There you go, that part.
Just
that
saying.
part. But you know, I'm trying to make sure I get it all. Brian said, you gangster. Shauna said she overreacts at times. Emotions drive reactions.
They do. They do. So how do we fix that? How do we fix that? Because I know, admittedly, in the moment, we may overreact. And overreact, let's not speak a negative connotation over that. Overreaction
Right.
is an emotion.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you have to be, you know.
It'd be good or bad. Right?
Yeah, and you don't have to necessarily be cussing and going bad at everybody, but overreacting is completely going above and beyond what someone is expecting.
But when is the overreaction good to a situation? Like, unless someone is coming to you with good news and you overreact and that, otherwise it's not a good thing. So I think it just comes a time where, regardless of what is being said, you just have to take a moment to process what's being said to you and then speak your piece. Because the thing of it is, once you overreact, whatever that person said, now you probably done took them to 40. Mm-hmm. And they, you know, they said what they said and they was really on 2. But then you was all, even if you're not cussing, it's the facial expressions, it's the body language,
absolutely.
all of that.
Plays a
Now
part.
you on 40. So now instead of one argument, y'all got 2. Because really, if you, normally I don't overreact. If you come at me though and you overreact to me, you
feel the
might catch
flames.
some verbs that you didn't want to catch.
Absolutely.
For me to tell you that you need to calm the hell down.
Right.
So that we can properly handle this situation. And then here's the flip side of that, because I've been in situations where people felt like, oh, well, you're doing the most. My tone hasn't changed. I didn't get loud with you. So you can't feel a type of way because now I'm being serious. And that's really all it is.
And a lot of times that's when they become offended.
Exactly.
Because you didn't react how they thought you should have reacted.
That part.
So now,
Or
they got
you
an attitude.
processed it incorrectly. Like, it's not my fault that you're not processing what I'm saying properly. It's real easy. Like,
Right.
just calm this down. That way we don't have more arguments than we need to have in the moment.
So do y'all agree that we are responsible for certain people's reactions?
I'm not responsible for what
I
anybody
mean,
else
it's
does.
a reaction. So they're acting in response to how we have.
No,
No?
I'm not responsible for that, because again, you choose. Even if you was to sit here and cuss out my mama, I choose how. Yeah, and I use the most extreme thing,
These
you
people
know
how I feel
possible.
about my mama.
Right, same. But I'm just like, I still can choose to say, I'm not giving you that energy back, because that might be what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So regardless of what's said, regardless of what's happening, like, you always choose how you respond to whatever the hell is said to you. You don't have to get hype and do the most.
And I feel like I have a responsibility. So as you were speaking, someone is responding to you or reacting to you. I feel like if I'm the fuel to could be the fuel to the flame, I'm responsible in part to how they act. So if I'm in a relationship, or even if I'm speaking to a colleague, how I sit and communicate and say what I feel, I know that I have to anticipate some sort of a reaction. So I am ultimately responsible for how I relay or communicate, because I know that on the other side, there's going to be a reaction of some sort.
You're responsible for communicating in a proper manner. You are not responsible for how
their
that person
reaction.
reacts.
That's true.
Never. Because, again, Pete, sometimes it's just something as simple as you don't know what somebody went through that day.
Right.
And so the smallest thing will set somebody off, but it shouldn't have. But they're allowing all of the outside factors to determine how they about to act in this moment. That's not my responsibility. And like I said, regardless, and most people don't want to admit it, you are always responsible in how you respond to a situation.
Yeah,
Always.
that's true.
And for me, a lot of times because I don't have no filter. My filter
Same.
is minimum to 0.
Same.
She ready. She ready.
So a lot of times I try to watch what I'm gonna say and how I say
Yes.
it.
Right.
Yes.
Because like you said, you don't know how people's day have been or what their trigger may be. So like I said, I've grown over the years. So but because I'm so zero tolerant, I don't hold a lot of shit. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
And if your feelings hurt, like you said, I'm sorry your feelings are hurt, but I meant what I said. And it's just that. So yeah, I'm not gonna be responsible for anybody's reactions, but how you react will be my response. Our response to how you react.
Right.
If you get out of line with it.
Right.
But other than that, I'm gonna say what I say, and that's it.
Tone is important. Tone is important.
Yeah.
Delivery is important.
It is.
Someone asked me to address the woman who was caught in the parking lot with the guy and how she responded to the police officer. How initially,
Okay.
you remember that situation?
I do not.
So the couple was in the park after dark.
See, I didn't watch that full video. A lot of that shit I be scrolling by. So all I know is she went off like really bad and ended up getting arrested.
Exactly. But to me, in my opinion, she brought it on herself. Because you came out with that rah-rah, you know what I mean? When all you had to do was sign a ticket, but you wanted to be Miss Badass. And then you got locked up. And then you wanted to turn into the victim with the crying and hollering. You know what I'm saying?
If that's how it went down, she did wrong.
Exactly.
Why do you have to? And that some of that, in my opinion, goes back to people and their hatred for the police. And so now, the police, they all in my face. And so now I'm going to do this. And then it's like, oh, shit, I got a Black Lives Matter moment.
But
Here's my chance to go viral.
Her dude should have put her in her place, in my opinion.
If that's how she acts, he can't put her in her place.
I'm just saying.
He could have had,
He could have at least said, look, let's not go through all of that. Go on and sign a ticket. Let's deal with it in court. But to me, she brought it on herself. I didn't feel sorry for her. I really didn't.
I think that's just how she is, and so he just let her do whatever the hell she do, because he just know that regardless of what he say.
And then she tried to play like she ain't know, but you from here. You know how these parks are in Atlanta. She's from Atlanta. Yeah, she said she didn't live here anymore, but she was from here.
Don't
if
most
I'm not
parks
mistaken,
have a sign when you drive in that say
do.
the park closes at dark?
Who pay attention? Who read them signs?
Sometimes they got gates.
Yeah, but
default, no. She knew better.
Listen, y'all want to do some shit, y'all better get a hotel. You go to the park early and you just gotta hope that ain't no kids around. Somebody's windows need to be tinted or something, but then take your ass to the hotel if y'all can't go to the house. But somebody just got to be real okay with having sex during the day, if that's what's happening.
Right.
Cause you just bringing stupid situations on yourself at this point.
Yeah. You trying to want to challenge everything, and then you want to play victim. Nah.
Yeah, I ain't with that victim stuff.
She used her rights. She was trying to read him like, "What's your name, officer?
Oh, right.
What's your name, officer?"
She been watching too many YouTube videos.
Yeah, you've been on social media. You know, let social media influence you to get that ass locked up.
Yeah, them 404-222 lawyers and told you something, and now you
right.
No, ma'am.
Somebody questioning our candle? What you mean? Who okayed the candle?
Who's questioning the candle?
What do the candle got to do with what we're talking about, though?
Look,
here go my overreaction now. What do the candle got to do?
Y'all know I'm late on the comments, so I'm going backwards.
Listen, we creating vibes here.
It's from Soundproof Homeroom, so I'm assuming
that's one of them two Negroes sitting out there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well,
doing the most with the least.
Well, Ralph on the 18th, so it must have been Drayshawn, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who okayed the candle. I mean, well, you
don't
sat
matter.
right here while it was lit, so clearly,
he claimed
since the
that
lady's
his
taking
room.
over, we
Please.
approved the candle. It smells great.
We
by the way.
approved it. It's the women vibes here.
Absolutely.
We're going to leave this good energy in here.
So, okay, just remember all of these random comments, and then the next show, when I show up in the comments with some random shit, don't say a word.
Right.
Matter of fact, I might come here to read the comments out loud.
Thanks, Crespo, for the shout out.
We appreciate it.
Shout out to the ladies in here.
We appreciate it.
Crespo, you missing the snacks too. My bad.
Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, tag your folks in.
That's right.
Share the podcast out.
Absolutely. Spread the word.
What else we got on the topic list?
Another question I have is, I think in the group, somebody posted about friendships and traveling to Miami. Apparently there's this thing about traveling to Miami with women friends and not coming back as friends.
It ain't just Miami, it's traveling period.
It's anywhere to me. Yeah. But I had a situation in Miami.
Oh, mine was in New York.
Let's hear about it. I'm ready to hear about it.
For me,
You can't travel with everybody.
Right. And you tend, because you can't live with everybody, but you don't know that until you do it. But
yeah.
One of the chicks, and here's the thing, she's a stud. And she was on her cycle. And so regardless of what you think you are, you was for real a woman that day. And your attitude was on 10. So she was just snappy at everybody. I wasn't worried about it. But she ended up getting into it with another girl who was there, and I'm like, you know what? So yeah, by the time we came back, they was dead. They ain't spoke since.
Damn.
Yeah, see, when I was to New York, it was birthday weekend, and I actually worked with the girl's husband. So her and I were friends first. And so, him and I were friends first. Ended up becoming friends with her. Everything was cool. We used to go out to eat. She was, we never had any issues. We were really cool, all of that. Get to New York, all of a sudden, she just like cheap. Like, ignorantly cheap. We went to like this one lounge. They wanted a credit card to hold the table because people kept getting up and stuff, and she going back and forth with the waitress about doing that. It was a whole lot of other stuff going on, but my other two friends, because it was my birthday, they wasn't really trying to let me in on what was going on. Mm-hmm. They ended up telling me during the trip, and so then I tested her out to see how she was. We went out to eat, and let's say she ordered like a 20. I did. She ordered maybe like a $20 entree, and so then she gonna put up $20. I said, ma'am, can you got some tax or some tip here? But it was like,
stand a cheap chick.
Yeah. What? And it totally shocked me that she was even acting like that. And it was a whole lot of situations on that trip. So we still got, this was probably in, like 2011, 2012. We still have jokes to this day about this girl. I'm not friends with her. Me and her ex-husband now, because they are not married. Him and I are still cool. I don't have no issues with him, but that heifer was a whole different person on the trip, and that taught me you can't travel with everybody.
Yeah, and then if you didn't have the money when it was time to travel, just say that.
The funny part about it though, because get back from the trip, I go to work, and it was like a few days later, her husband said something to me while we at work or whatever, and I was like, your wife is cheap, and that shit was a mess. And he was like, yo, what are you talking about?
Shauna said, where the board at?
Your wife is cheap. Why you didn't send her with no money?
Plain and simple.
He was shocked. He was like, yo, I gave her she had plenty of money to go. And they had one of those.
So she wanted to keep that for herself when she came back. That's the problem.
Right. He was totally surprised because she didn't really say anything about what happened when she got back, but she was just real quiet. He was like, yeah, she been quiet. She didn't really want to talk about this trip, this, that, and the third. I said, yeah, your wife is. He was like, yo, she had money, but we have money. Like, we're not broke. So I don't even know why she was acting like that.
How many was in your group?
It was 4 of us total.
And how many were in your group?
It was 5 of us.
Case in point, I travel with one motherfucker. I know she down for whatever, whenever, however, and all I gotta do is tell her the cost. We don't trip off none of that. We don't never have no issues. We've been traveling together for close to 15 years now. And no one's invited. No new friends, especially when it comes to traveling.
I've traveled with 5 before. I've traveled with 3. Haven't had an issue. Since that time, I haven't had an issue either. So, and I've even traveled, like, one of my friends, I traveled with her sister before. It was the 3 of us, but, like, I didn't know her sister. Mm-hmm. I knew who she was, but I didn't know her. Right. So, even a situation like that, you don't really know when you don't know somebody. Yeah. We had a bomb-ass time.
It happened.
But I've been, and actually, matter of fact, I think it was like 6 of us that was just in Costa Rica in December. Not one ass problem.
So you don't think that more people cause more problems?
They don't have to. It's the people.
It's the people.
Yeah.
Because I typically travel with at least 5 of us. We doing a girls trip. It's at least 5 of us. But these girls, I go back to elementary, middle, and high school with. Mm-hmm. That trip in Miami was 2 girls that I've known for years, but didn't ever really travel with before. So that was just a lesson learned.
Yeah.
So I stick to my circle. That's it. It's us 5, you know what I mean? And that's it.
But it's the people. It's something about, I don't know.
And you never really know until you get in the moment.
Right.
Yeah,
Let's just say you truly don't know a person until you live with
the
them.
situation that I had, you never could have told me that girl would have acted like that when we went out. And so I was totally shocked. And my homegirls looked at me like, who this is? Like,
who man's is this?
Yeah.
who woman is this?
Right.
Like, yo, this is not how it goes and we out. Like, I don't even, like, the way her husband is, I can't even imagine that she would even act like this.
Right.
And we knew.
They must have having some issues y'all didn't know about.
Well, yeah. Because like I said, that's her ex-husband now.
Yeah,
you know, we in New York. New York, you know, got long blocks. We doing mad walking, all of this. So we get up the one morning to get dressed, and she puts on this long ass skirt and some little heels, and everybody like, where the fuck you going? Like, what's happening here? Oh, I walk better in heels. If you put some tennis shoes on, please. Like, ain't nobody got time.
See, those be the ones that cause the problems during the trip. They take hella long to get ready. Mm-hmm. Then they drag behind.
She didn't take long to get ready. And like, I had friends that take long to get ready. That's just what they do. But I know it is what it is.
So they know to start early.
They hold everybody
up.
And
that pisses me off.
I be out.
But see,
that's why I always like to take my own car and stuff like that. Because I'll dip.
I'm rarely on vacation with like an agenda. I'm really not into those vacations where like every day it's a whole, we got to do this and we got to do it at that time. Like it happens, it's fine. But I'm not really going on vacation for you to tell me like, okay, we got to go here and here and here.
Yeah, but what about when it comes to eat? Because I be hangry. I mean, I start off hungry and I get hangry and I'm not waiting for y'all to get ready. Not all 5 of y'all. Like, we can separate. If 2 of us is ready, we can go eat. But I'm not going to sit around waiting for you to curl your hair.
See, that's why I'm a snack person. Because
you got all the snacks.
That's why you see what I do.
I need to travel with you.
We be having snacks. So we'll have fixed, like, you know, my group of girlfriends. We got one girl that do sandwiches. I'll do the devil eggs. Somebody doing something. We're going to have snacks. So that way, while we getting ready, talking shit, it's drinking, food, we snacking. Then when it's time to go eat, you know what I mean? We eat, and then the drinking is out of control at that point because we full. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, all of us, we like to eat, so it's not. We haven't been in a situation where anybody got hangry.
Really?
Like, and even like I was in Jamaica with my homegirl for her birthday. That was a lot of people but that wasn't my trip. But you know, she got there when she got there. And I mean, it was her fucking birthday dinner, but we was all like, oh, okay.
So y'all left without her?
Yeah. She knew she was late.
I ain't mad at it.
She knew she was late.
Right.
And she knows she is always late. So, you know.
That's it. So, let's see.
Who talking in the comments?
Terrell says, I've seen fist fights at work. Rental cars with girlfriends coming from vacation.
But see, I believe it. A lot of people really be out here too scheming and scamming, and they don't really have what they claim to have. Yeah. So you going on a trip, and then you know, I'm gonna pay the rest, you know, on the day that we leave, and then they don't know. I remember it was last year, when matter of fact, I was on my way to Costa Rica. It's a group of girls in front of me. You can tell they ain't never been nowhere before because now they listening to the people asking folks for their COVID paperwork or whatever, and so they all like tripping. I don't have no COVID paperwork. What are they talking about? Well, where they was going, they didn't need it, but none of them knew that. And so then they on the phone trying to call whoever coordinated the trip, and they not picking the phone up. So like you just have a lot of people who are a little slow, as well, trying to travel together. So they create issues that shouldn't exist. And dare I say, a lot of these little young girls, they don't have real friendships anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a good percentage of them. They don't have real friendships. Because you can't.
As soon as something happen,
it's dead.
Yeah,
they can't check their friends on nothing. Like they just out here because everybody, you know, got a little lace front or something. And, you know, we out. Everybody want to do some stupid shit, and so they all friends. Like,
right?
Yeah, no, I'm not open to traveling with unfamiliar people simply for that reason. I don't want to travel with nobody broke, and I don't want to travel with no one that I gotta wait for. But then again, I have recently been involved in a rather large group trip that was already established, a group of friends, and I happened to join the last couple of them. And it has been 9 or more, I believe, 9 or more people. And surprisingly, there's not been very many issues. So I'm grateful for that, because I would totally, like, you invite me on a trip with 9 people, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Too many personalities, it's too much going on. Yes, sir. The boss man is here.
Just because you bored don't mean everybody else bored, especially if they in the comments still commenting. So we don't really need you to come in here and continue to signify. I mean, you didn't want to run the board or do anything, so just you turned the lights on and the camera, so go back where you was at. Thank you.
What in the world, Chris?
So our next question, since we've been prompted to move on to the next question, is how many of us are mothers?
Just y'all.
I got two.
2 mothers.
2 boys.
So are you close friends with a parent? Any of your peers? Okay. So the question is for those of you who have kids or are familiar with those who have kids, how would life be different without kids, and how would it be different?
For me, I definitely think it would be different. I probably wouldn't be as emotional. My children brought a lot of emotion out of me. Just, being overprotective and, with sickness and all that type of stuff. You just, when you become a mother, everything is touchy.
Yes.
For you. So, I probably wouldn't be as emotional, and definitely would be even more of a traveler. I like to travel, but, I probably wouldn't be in one spot for long at all. I really not. Either that, or because my initial career in life, I wanted to either be a flight attendant or a police officer. And I said I was going to join the police academy when I turned 21, but I was pregnant. So that went out the door. I also married an ex-drug dealer. So,
well, that wasn't going to work out.
That would have been interesting.
So, yeah, for me, it probably, other than that, I don't think too much. I mean, because I'm real upfront with my boys. I don't hide shit, I don't sugarcoat. I tell them exactly how life is from my experience. You know what I mean? I do the best I can to show them a woman's point of view. Their dad is 2,000% involved. So as far as that aspect goes, he covers the male end. But yeah, I think I wouldn't be as emotional as I am if it wasn't for my kids.
So you had your first at?
I was 20.
Okay.
No, I was 21. Yeah, I had turned 21.
Both boys?
Yeah, both boys. My youngest is about to be 16 and the oldest to be 25.
Wow. So yeah, I'm a mother. I became a mother at 15.
Okay.
In high school, and I really feel like my life would have been so much different as it relates to. I probably would have gone to an HBCU. Who knows what I would be doing? I'd be traveling the world, I'm sure, without kids. But I think also they afforded me or enabled me to grow, mature much sooner than I would have otherwise, because I was gone. Listen, the way my mom held it down at home when I finally got free, it was wild out. It was wild out. And I think the kids happened at the time when it was pivotal in my life. So I was certainly more grounded. And it did deter me from going to college. Initially, I was trying to figure out whether or not I'd be able to juggle all of the above. But all in all, I could say now that chapter 2 has begun, my youngest is 19 and everyone's out of the house. I'm an empty nester. And those who are still supporting kids now, I feel for you. Those who are raising kids in this world, I feel for you. It was a challenge then, but I couldn't imagine raising kids in this world. But right now, everybody's grown and gone, and I'm able to do what the hell I want to.
Absolutely.
So while I struggled then,
Right.
I struggled then for sure. Now I'm appreciating that I had them and they're out of the way, and I'm able to still, I'm, a little bit youthful and able to enjoy myself.
Right.
How was your village?
I didn't have much of a village.
Okay.
Which was probably challenging, and it impacted the kids because it was just us. And I think that could have heightened my parenting skills at the time. But it was like I tell my oldest daughter all the time is we grew together.
Y'all grew together.
I had to learn while I was going along, and
Absolutely.
everything's not perfect, and she doesn't appreciate a lot of the things that we've been through, and rightfully so. But there's no book to this shit.
It's not.
So
It's not.
You don't know what you don't know, and we learn as we go. And they never missed a meal. They always had a roof over their heads. So, and I can honestly, yes, the lights always came on. It was always hot water. So, while I didn't do what everyone expected me to, I succeeded. Everyone's here. Everyone, ain't anybody dead.
Exactly.
Right.
Alive and well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
My village is. I have to take my hat off every day to my village. I've had a very supportive family. So
that's dope.
And it makes a major difference. I couldn't imagine not having the people I have in my life, from my family to my in-laws. I mean, just my children have never wanted at almost 25 and 16. They spoiled rotten. They haven't wanted for nothing. And I'm more of the aggressor when it comes to, hell no, you ain't getting it.
Right.
No, you ain't going. No. And then lo and behold, somebody in the village done went behind my back and did it, took them, bought it, whatever. And it's like, you know what? But regardless, a lot of times you have those spoiled kids who don't know how to act.
Yeah.
I didn't hold back when it came to laying the hammer. I'll swing.
That's right.
Grown, I don't care how old y'all, how
You
big
have
you are.
to.
I'm
You
swinging.
better.
And I think that's made all of this. They're very respectful, mannerable. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And that ain't nothing I taught them. They just did it on their own. You know, they clean up with no problem. I might have to say it once or twice, but they clean. You know, so I appreciate how they've never taken advantage of being spoiled and getting what they want, because they understand working for it. And a lot of kids don't.
The entitlement.
Oh man,
it's the entitlement these days.
Oh my goodness, they no respect. I walk by 4 and 5 years old kids, motherfucker, bitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
these new age kids.
Ooh, I don't get it, so I have to stay away, because that's where my overreactions are coming. I will swat your child.
Well, they got this thing called gentle parenting now.
That's a lie. I don't know nothing about
parenting.
it.
We're going to talk about it. Express your feelings.
Only thing I'm going to do gentle is close that door.
You even going to do that gentle though?
Man, that way I don't spark no extra tension. Just close the door real light and then go full speed on y'all.
That gentle parenting.
Yeah, that's a joke to me. So pivoting off that conversation, I also want to integrate. I want to talk to Jai, because I don't know if for parenting, you said you're divorced. Dating after or dating while parenting, and that applies to you, because potentially dating, you might date a man that has kids.
Right.
How is that? I've heard some stories from people about how they will not date women with children, because it's too many. You know what I'm talking about. It's too many factors. It's too many variables. It's too much uncertainty, and shit goes wrong. Right. It's always something, and rightfully so. As a parent, I can always say, I can honestly say, it's always something with kids.
Absolutely.
So something's always going to come up. So have you dated someone with children?
My boo had kids, or has.
Come on.
We see the frustration.
Tell us.
I mean, the frustration doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. But it's hard more so because of the relationship between the parents. And unfortunately, I was in a situation where it was not a good co-parenting situation. And then, unfortunately, what I think a lot of men tend to do when, now, because he was divorced, it was one of those, well, I'm going to just go ahead and say, let her have it so that it doesn't bring up, any issues or whatever. And it's like,
let her, meaning the kid or the co-parent?
The co-parent. She says or whatever, well, I'm going to just, go ahead and do it just to keep the peace. That keep the peace thing. And, I had to tell him more than once, like, you're the only one here trying to keep the peace. And then the other part, unfortunately, with that child was, you have two different households who parent totally different. Mm-hmm. And I remember this conversation actually came up in a group before, and somebody said that, they didn't have those issues because the kids knew when they was with them, it was, one way and you better not. And when they was with the mother, it was something different. Well, she would test the waters.
The child?
Oh, yes. And I had to tell that child, on more than one occasion. And he he just let me, do whatever. He was glad. He respected the way that, I handled her. I didn't cross the line. I wasn't whooping her ass or anything like that. My discipline, because I couldn't whoop her ass. Go stand right there up against that wall.
Get out my face.
Yeah, she was mad. But, you're dealing with now, it's like every time they come back into the new household, now they have to adjust back. And, you got some willful little kids out here. Yeah. So it's that I can't say I won't do it again. I mean, because now, being in my 40s, pretty much people gonna have a child, so you just have to. But it's just that it's the co-parenting piece, and then it's also how bad the damn child is.
Facts.
Because that's a whole lot of shit to deal with when your kid act up. Like I just saw. Now, granted, this particular child has an issue, but the 15-year-old who destroyed the mother's entire house.
Well, I heard that was a boyfriend. That's what just came out recently.
Oh, so it was a lie?
She put up a post.
She did.
She did. That's what I saw.
She said it was her 15-year-old son who's
had mental illness.
6'4", and he has mental illness.
Yeah, and so that's why, I said that's a little different.
Right.
But, to think of a child who is not mentally unstable and they do some shit like that, because you come to my motherfucking house and then you listen and tear it all up. It's gonna be a whole lot of misunderstandings.
Let the fight begin.
We about to overreact a whole lot up in here because
I
don't know about that situation, but what he did to that house.
Listen,
this fool broke the commode.
He broke everything. Wasn't nothing but broke.
Yeah,
TVs, her work computer.
He tore that place down, and I can't even imagine dating somebody with a child like that.
Yeah.
Because, and I pray to God I do not meet anybody with a child like that, and they're a nice individual, because I can't.
Age limit is a thing for me.
You have an age limit?
I'm not going to say I have one specifically, but I just try to stay away from it. If you got, typically, people in their 40s don't have little kids no more. Some of them started late. You might have some 10, 11-year-olds, something like that. But I think that's the max for me. Like, I really don't even want that young. That way, we can get up and go when we feel like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether I'm coming to your house, you come to mine, or whatever. If the kids are old enough, they going about their way. You know what I mean? So there's nothing really holding you back from feeling like that empty nester. You know what I mean? Yeah, you always going to have to make sure things are right. But with my two boys, hell, they think they identical twins, 8 years apart. They inseparable. So when the big one gone, the little one gone with him.
Right.
So I be chilling by myself most of the time. Then they come back, oh, mama, you want to go? Oh, okay, well, thank you for inviting me. But, so for me, I don't really have a problem with it. I just prefer the kids be older. So it's not, gotta pick up the kids from school and got a fever and
all the things.
Shit.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that part of it yet. How if I want to put an age cap, or age limit on any of that, and that, I mean, it's a point. But then you got the other side where if the child is too old, well, now you got these little willful new age kids, and they just don't like you just because, and you the new lady in my daddy life, and like I ain't. Because she's still a child, right? So you need to because if you don't get her, I'm gonna get her.
That part.
So it's, I don't know, it's like 6 one way, half dozen the other.
Yeah. Well, and along the lines of kids and shit, co-parents, have y'all had any issues with baby mamas?
I haven't.
What?
She knew not to and she
that Maryland was gonna show up. They knew not to do it.
See, I'm a country girl, truth be told.
Okay.
But I wasn't playing those games with her, and she was fully aware. She would say, stuff, not to me, but she would act up with him, but she never said anything crazy to me. And the one time where I almost said something crazy to her over some bullshit, I was like, yeah, all right, we all gotta get off this phone right now. So
how did he intervene, or if at all?
he would just let me handle that, cause I don't, and all right, babe, it's fine, it's totally fine. Cause it was like I helped them during when the pandemic hit, and so I'm helping with the homeschool whatever situation. And
so you're an ally. Don't treat me like an enemy.
Yeah, but she, I don't know. But I had to call her. We needed some login information. And then, she getting smart when it's just him on the phone. Then I hop in the phone, and then, whole attitude and everything kind of changes.
Of course.
So,
be you all the way around. Be
Yeah,
you all the way
but-
around.
she was one of those Gemini folks. And
Hey! We not gonna start the Gemini hate. We not
listen,
gonna start
listen,
the Gemini hate.
Listen, sorry.
I don't want it.
I will
Okay.
stand on that square.
Listen.
I will stand on that square. I dated a
Cause they're
Gemini.
wrong.
I got 2 Gemini aunts. I've seen that shit firsthand. Y'all can say what y'all
There are
want.
some good Geminis in the world, and I am one of them.
I mean, so you've never had a twin moment?
No, never.
Never?
What's a twin moment?
When you was one person today and the next person, 5 minutes or 5 seconds later?
Nah, that's
Should we-
bipolar.
y'all
That's
gotta-
not Gemini.
Y'all got
That's a
Bible in
bipolar.
here?
No, that's bipolar. That's not no. That's
Let
not
me
no
pull up the
horoscope
Bible
shit.
app so you can put your
Bullshit.
put your hands on
Bullshit.
it. It's bipolar, and no offense to anyone who is, but that's some Gemini shit too. Y'all can say what y'all want.
Wow. I mean, it's not to say I'm not surprised. Everyone, I've
That
heard
Gemini
some.
shit actually makes sense with how you apologize too. Just saying.
I'm always apologetic. I'll circle back. I'm still nice.
Circling back.
Listen. All my Geminis tap in. We good folks. We good folks.
Who in there is a Gemini that's holding
We won't
it down?
judge you. We won't judge you. I've heard people say that if you tell me you're a Gemini, I'm walking away from you.
Oh, I
you
will
blocking
all
your
day long.
blessings,
Oh,
sir. You
no.
blocking your blessings.
Y'all can say what
Shit.
y'all want. Y'all the only zodiac sign. I don't give a damn.
The
I
Gemini
will never
men,
date again.
Gemini men, I don't have a problem with. The Gemini women, I normally clash with.
I done had
Yeah,
issues
my
with
ex
both.
mother-in-law was a Gemini, and yeah, it was.
Like I said, my aunt has said shit to me that no person should say to anybody who they're related to.
Wow.
And it was not based on anything that I did. It was just based on who she is as a person. I've had friends who met her and they was like,
Brian, we don't need no security. Hush.
what the hell? Like, what's going on with your aunt?
So how do you know that it's a Gemini thing and not a person thing, an individual thing?
So have you been online and seen, some of those posts when people say, what sign would you never date again? And have you
Sure.
noticed that the resounding answer a lot of times is Gemini?
Never witnessed it.
Never seen it?
Never witnessed it.
Yeah, okay. It's the reason why most people feel like that.
I can't
You
relate.
choose
I
how
can't-
you
listen,
act
I
at
can't
the end
relate.
of the day.
Sure, we all do.
Should we bring Sean in here and ask if you've had a Gemini moment?
Who's Sean?
Ralph? Where
No,
the
please
18th at?
don't bring his ass in. Nowhere.
18th?
Nowhere.
Should we corroborate the story? Has there been a Gemini moment?
Never.
Oh, okay.
I am
You got the Bible
consistently
app on your
consistent.
phone?
Ralph
I am
said Gemini are
Consistently
perfect.
consistent
That's right.
with
The other
Gemini.
half
Geminis are
of them
perfect.
tell the other.
So
What did he say?
He said Gemini are perfect. That's what the other half of them tell the other.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ella Kenyatta
Whatever.
says she's a Gemini.
that's why I love Ella. That's why I love
Shauna says her mom is Gemini.
Ella. Okay, and I bet she's a wonderful person too.
Yeah, I'm
Y'all
sure.
can be wonderful
Gotta
people.
love the mamas.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Wait a minute. You know what? You know what?
Really?
Wow. This is how
we
do
need
it?
security.
Security.
Because we got
Security.
intruders and all.
We can't have that. We can't have that. So
Moving along.
yeah, we not gonna start the Gemini
We
hate.
done with the Geminis. Okay.
So what we gonna do is
Alexa, play Signs of Love Making.
That's Ralph. Ralph
No,
said.
that was Derek. Anyway.
Listen, for all of you who love Geminis, stand up. I represent us in a good way. I don't know what y'all. Who hurt y'all?
Gemini men.
Who hurt y'all?
Y'all. Love y'all.
Geminis look crazy. You know, say what y'all want.
So I believe I've heard nothing but good things. Speaking of Geminis, I'm just saying, listen.
Okay.
Don't giggle. I've been told Geminis have the best sex.
Shit.
And well, no, are you speaking of giving or receiving?
I'm speaking of both.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I have been told, and it's by men. They boast, Gemini.
I mean, they probably say Gemini men have said that about. Men have said that about Gemini women.
No, the Gemini men, they boast and brag. Gemini men got it. Like,
oh yeah, they boast and brag, but please.
Most men boast and brag.
Yeah,
The Gemini men that I have encountered were pretty good. I can't complain.
Say that again, a little louder.
You heard me, but this is about the men, not the women.
Yeah,
I mean it resonates. It goes across the horoscope.
Oh,
so
okay.
the Gemini women are some of the
both.
best sex too.
I mean, he didn't step in this time. Now we can't
you
find
might
it.
want to move on then.
You said it, I didn't.
Just saying.
He must be busy right now.
Oh,
Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Let's go ahead and rewind
let's
that
stop.
back so she don't get embarrassed.
No. We good.
Cut that
We
part
good.
out.
Hey, he's still here.
Somebody else.
He's still here. What do women want sexually? Let's talk.
Everything.
You want everything.
Yeah.
What's everything?
No, it's not everything because we ain't doing no ass stuff.
Why not?
Because it hurts. And I don't like to be around 3 or 4 days after the fact feeling like I have to shit. So I'm a bass.
That means he's a little too aggressive. Then.
Right. It doesn't have to hurt.
It wasn't aggressive at all. That shit hurts. It hurt. Well, it hurts initially. Then it feels good. And then for the next 3 or 4 days, I feel like I have to shit. And I'm not a fan of wearing the pins. So therefore...
I agree. I understand. No, facts. Nobody wants to wear the
But
pin.
otherwise, we're grown, so oral has to happen on both ends. The frequency, it has
Shut
to
up,
match.
Brian.
Oh, Lord, what Brian
He
say?
said Dookie love.
He would.
Shauna wants a freak like me.
Yeah, you have to match sexually.
Facts.
Right. Absolutely.
What do you want, Keisha?
If I'm comfortable with you, if we're compatible, then let's go for it. I think the older I got, the more I was willing, because, early on it was like, yeah, 0 this, 0 that.
Oh, no.
And then you grow and you learn and you realize, damn, I've been missing out on this.
A lot of things, right?
You know what I mean? So I'm good. As long as you ain't hurting me.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with hurting a little bit.
No, I don't like no pain. I don't want my
said
shit
don't choke
swollen.
you?
Oh,
okay.
I'm good with that too.
A soft choke.
I don't want to black out. I want to remember the damn experience.
Well, yeah. We don't
Like,
need
but
to
I
go.
know some people who want to black out.
All right.
Bitch, you missing the fun. Well,
I mean, you just gotta slap her a little bit and bring her back, and then it's back on.
See, that might go. That might go left.
It could go wrong.
Yeah.
No
Right.
one wants to call 911 butt ass naked with
Right.
nipple clips and shit.
That
Yeah.
part.
That show used to be funny. It was a show that came on TV, like Sex Sent Me to the ER.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do
Oh,
remember
my
that. Somebody had a hamster up their ass.
I mean,
You know
the
what?
stories.
Absolutely not.
The
Was the hamster dead?
It was by the time they pulled it out.
Father, you know what? That's a lot. That's
Shit's crazy.
a bit much. Yeah, we ain't doing no animals.
Yeah.
So what's
nah.
good sex, Keisha? What's good sex? What'll make you say, God, that was you?
See, I'm a kisser. I love kissing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can kiss, we already gone at that
Right.
point. But I'm a sensual type person. I like to be touched, caressed. The talking, we can talk a little bit, but like let's not have no whole full blown conversation.
Dialogue.
Yeah, like you got something. Yeah, like all this. First of all, I ain't got but one daddy, so skip that.
Tell me why it's good.
Right, like, bruh, if it's good, you shouldn't expect a response.
Right.
Because at this point, I'm engaged in that.
Right.
If I can talk back and hold a conversation with you, you're not doing something right.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And it's not always about busting the nut. You know what I'm saying?
That.
For me, like
It's the experience. The whole
exactly,
experience, yeah.
exactly. I mean,
I need to come.
I mean, ultimately, but you enjoy. You ain't in it just to bust a nut. You're enjoying the process.
Yeah, but okay.
But you gotta
I
bust
mean,
nut.
even if I don't, you know what I'm saying?
I need to come.
I mean, I can wait till the next round. You know what I mean? Even if I don't come that night, if we hit it again
What if
that
you can't
morning,
do a round two?
then it's always the morning. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. You know what I mean?
Yes. Wake him up. Let's go.
Yeah, you know
Let's
what I'm
go.
saying? It's like,
Okay.
yeah, reach over in the morning, you know, because, yeah, like you said, ultimately that's the goal. But, I mean, even if I don't, like, you know, with quickies, a lot of time with quickies, I'm ahead of time to do all of that extra.
Mm-hmm.
You getting it in right quick because for me, it's the quality time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The connection.
Absolutely.
Do you need the extras to come?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Mm-mm.
How y'all feel about car sex?
I've done it. I'm good with it. You
Yeah,
know, it happens.
It's been a while. We need a regular sized car now. You know, I'm a little.
Right. Yeah, them little
Life is a
Rios
little
and
different.
stuff, and
Yeah,
I
little-
can't.
Got little hips to fit in there.
I'm trying to tell you.
Bones ain't the same like they used to be. So you
You
know,
gonna have some Rice
conversion van.
Krispies. You gonna hear this crackling and popping.
yeah. Car. I mean, that's also fun. Being out in public. It ain't even the spontaneity for me. It's just out in public. Like, that shit is cool.
It is.
Spontaneity, I'm good. And the public part, I'm leery on because everybody,
You got a phone out.
That is
everybody,
true
you
now.
can't do nothing nowhere, even with the vacations and balconies. I don't seen people recording people in their rooms. So now
Yeah.
you
That,
peeping.
yeah.
So that be like you really gotta watch. You know what I mean? If you gonna be out in public like that. But I ain't opposed to it. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta make
Yeah.
sure my surroundings is good. I got kids. I don't need nothing popping up on
Yeah,
damn
see,
internet.
I ain't got no kids,
You know what I
so
mean?
the shit
Mama,
pop up on the
look.
internet now.
It is what it is,
Just,
huh? We seen John's ass on
what can What can I do? Let me. I'll go ahead and report it for nudity and get your page shut down.
Right,
But,
exactly. Right. Shauna said spontaneity. Mm-hmm. Shauna said WAP.
Yes.
Crespo
yes.
is calling for the guard because y'all nasty.
We grown ass women in
Right.
here,
And
and
go
it's a
find
takeover.
Shauna so she can get you all the way together.
Right.
Shannon, go ahead and handle that.
Let me put this out there too. I haven't tried it out yet, but a friend told me that apparently slippery elm bark makes you extra wet as well. So just
Slippery elm bark.
Yeah, it's actually for digestion.
Where my pen at?
But yeah, she was like, "Yo,
Okay.
never been wetter," and not that she was having issues, but
It's a oral supplement or something.
you can
What
take a
was-
pill. They actually have like some shit you can put in a smoothie, but yeah.
So what all have you all tried? Implements or my friend used to faithfully live by some tightening cream. She used to put it. Yeah, she used to order it online, and she said
She needed it?
I guess so. She felt like she kept it on. It was in stock
Oh, damn.
in her medicine cabinet,
Shit.
and she ordered it regularly. She said, just like having sex with a virgin, because that's the experience she
Some
wanted to
men
give.
said that was painful. So
Yeah, is
what
that
men are like
was
looking
that
for that.
for her or for them? Like
For-
they enjoyed it,
It was for them. I mean, I guess he
and she
Okay.
like
Yeah.
I haven't like creams and stuff. It's been years. I can remember using some type of whatever, and that shit tastes nasty. So I was like, yeah,
That
I
shit
don't
from the
want
sex shops?
to. Yeah,
I've
I don't
tried
want to
that
taste
honey,
it on you.
the honey stick
and-
stuff they have now.
Yeah,
I don't know the name of it. The little
heard of that
honey
on-
package. I tried that
I haven't
one
heard of
time.
that.
what that do?
For me, it heightened the sensation.
Okay.
Like I think it said, take it like 30 minutes.
Now, did you eat it or apply it somewhere?
No, you eat it. It's like actual honey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like.
Well, honey goes everywhere,
Yeah. Well,
so you have to eat it.
But that sensitivity, that
So
BB
it's honey
show up.
and something, and it increases your sensitivity.
It's honey. It's the enhancer is the honey. So like you could put it in tea or whatever. You could just eat it plain right out of the pack or whatever.
That's a new one.
The topical, just the topical honey. I don't know anything about that other than just store bought regular honey, But this particular honey is, and they have it for men and women. And for me, it just heightened the sensation.
Okay.
Um,
Is it like being high?
No, I didn't necessarily have a feeling. Mine was just like,
Tingly and
yeah,
extra,
you know what I
extra
mean?
overly
Like,
sensitive.
yeah. So when
Okay.
he was touching me and you know, during the
just-
intercourse, and you know that final moment was like, bow,
Boom.
like, oh, okay, shit. So for me, I felt the difference, but hell, that happened with damn edibles to me. So shit, I don't.
I haven't tried it with edibles yet.
Oh,
and
my.
I keep
Oh,
hearing
my.
good things about that. So what about the O shot? Would y'all get that?
I would do it.
You said the O shot.
O shot.
I learned about that on Married to Medicine. This
Yeah,
week.
that's
I missed
So
that.
they take your blood and then they separate like the platelets and spin them around and then they shoot them up into you, and it's supposed to make you super wet, heighten the sensation, like all the things.
It's like a rejuvenation of the.
yeah.
Really?
And everybody said it's like everything. I think it's like $2,000-$3,000.
I haven't heard that one.
No. Would you try it?
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
shot,
know.
that shot in my shit. I don't know how I feel
Right,
about
that's
that.
the part. Is yeah.
I can't see it be no
like
different
they
than a
drunk.
pinch from the pap. That pinch. It might be.
Maybe.
That's how they kind of described it. It's like it's just a little
Maybe.
pinch, and then
Everybody say stuff is a little pinch, and then it happened, and,
and
it's
then you're all
like,
fucked up and traumatized.
Yeah,
Don't touch me.
yeah.
Don't
They
touch
said that
me.
IUD was a little pinch. No.
Yeah. So
Y'all ladies own a rose? No.
I heard that they were hyped up.
I heard that
I
they
heard
were
mixed
amazing.
reviews.
Yeah, I was with a group of girls last month, some co-workers, and one of them was talking about that. She said I wasn't ready, but I'm not big on self-pleasing. I gotta have intercourse. You know, I'm not opposed to using a toy with a mate. You know what I mean? But just by myself, I ain't because I want the penetration. So because after that,
Yeah.
I'm looking for the rest. Like, okay, you know
what we got next?
right? So for me, I'm not big on self-pleasure. You know, if it's been a good while, and you know I'm running 60 days, then I might have to do it. But other than that,
60 days though?
yeah, because like I said, I'm not. It's for me. It makes it worse. So I'd rather just go without.
I don't know. I need a little something in the place of, and because I don't like to wait.
Yeah, you don't function. Probably get hangry. Get hangry again.
That Gemini comes out.
Yeah,
You know that
Oh,
other side.
no, not you. You don't have Gemini moments.
Yeah, okay, there's that other part.
Yeah, you don't have Gemini moments.
I'm just saying. So I
Terrell
guess
says she's not a fan of toys.
who isn't?
Terrell
Oh,
says she's not a fan of. She's not a big fan of toys.
well,
Terry
you either love
Spiller
them or you
says,
don't.
"Why you coating your throat?" Look,
Cold.
Huh?
wait,
Who's coating throats?
I don't know.
What is
Terry,
he
what
talking
you
about? The honey? Is that what that was in reference to?
I can't.
That's the only thing about comments, man. They be delayed and you don't know what
Yeah,
you're
I
talking
be a little
about.
confused. I be a little confused.
Coat and throat.
So to wrap it up, ladies,
in sea moss, I can't with these folks.
I heard CMOS was a builder of, like, you got to take it consistently, and then you start seeing the effects, and then you know the strength is
Okay.
increased.
Okay.
For them,
For
Oh.
for who's ever taken the CMOS,
the strength is increased. I don't.
right? Their
Stamina.
erections, their
Oh,
stamina.
okay.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, for them, but for us, you was like whoever's taking it. So I assume you meant something happened to women too who took CMOS.
No, not that I know of.
okay.
I've only known of men to share that they've had increased sexual experiences when they've been on CMOS for some time, which
Okay.
has, I hear, also great health benefits.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
heard.
the health benefits. But I mean that makes sense if with you taking it because the way it affects your body, so it should give you better erections and
Yeah.
stamina.
Oh, y'all,
That
we
makes
missed
sense.
some good comments during the sexual part.
Oh, look, run
That
her
was
back, run her
you.
back.
That
That's what
was
you
you.
supposed to be in there.
Yeah,
Hey, I get to run in my mouth with y'all. Like,
that's why we should have had some help.
yeah, if Sean gonna come in and do anything, he should have been reading these comments
popping in
out.
with some.
Bullshit. Read these comments, bro. Oh, my bad. He can hear me. Okay, so
Why'd you
Derek
come
Carr
in here?
came for me talking about kissing. Oh, Keisha, you want to be in an R&B music video? Don't do that, Derek. Don't
Kissing
do that.
is the pinnacle. That's the
Yeah.
best foreplay right there.
Man,
Yeah, you got
A
it.
kiss will make you so moist.
The
I
right
have walked
kiss.
away from potential relationships because
they
he could
couldn't.
not kiss.
I
I'm out.
understand.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely not.
kissing is important.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
R&B
And don't have no
video.
crusty lips.
Yeah. No.
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 I have been in the hospital.
Huh?
And I have been in the hospital, and I will have my tube of Vaseline. I don't do no crusty.
Oh Lord. Anyway,
Really?
What I'm gonna do is check my homeboy time to time.
First of all,
Don't be coming.
We have an intruder in the show.
Right. Didn't they say don't trust a man with his toes out? Get out of here, Ralph. Come in
He
here
got on
being
man
aggressive.
sandals?
Yes, he got on Mandels. Yes, he
He
do.
better get out of here.
Right.
It's the takeover. Y'all respect the space here.
Exactly. We
while
about
we're
to
here.
lock that door.
That's what I was about to say.
The new
cannot.
Viagra. People swear by the honey. Yeah, I've tried it. The honey was
I need
gotta
to.
try the honey.
Y'all drop
I've
some
never
links in the
heard.
comments. I ain't mad at the honey and all the things.
Yeah.
The things. So let's wrap it up, ladies. In total, if you could summarize what women want. Well, I'm not even gonna ask you to explain what women want. What do you want?
For me, I'm real simple. I'm not extra at all. I mean, give me your time, your attention. I ain't with all the gifts and overly expensive stuff. Be honest with me up front. I mean, it's just that simple. If I ask you something, more than likely I already know the answer.
Facts.
Why lie? Just, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, just be up front. If you don't want to go somewhere, you want to do something, ain't feeling it, whatever, you know what I mean? Just say that. Mm-hmm. What you looking for in a relationship? Well, I ain't looking for this. I don't want to do this. Bet. That
Just
way
say
I
that.
know how to move. It's just that simple for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But time, attention, you know what I mean? Conversation. Ain't every time I come over, you come over, it ain't always got to be the most. Simple chilling.
Yeah.
You know, just plain. I'm real simple, so I don't want a lot. You know what I mean? I think they got into the credit scores and got to be making a certain amount of money and all that type of stuff. I'm not big on that. If you handling your business, then we come together and we combine and make it work. Mm-hmm. But I'm simple. I'm real simple.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'm the same. Show up from day one as who you are. Don't send your representative.
Right.
Because I'm going to put it all out on the table. I mean, not all out on the table from
Right.
day one, but all of that. Well, you can't tell a woman this and you can't be... No, be honest with me.
Right.
Let's have those real conversations. We going to talk like adults. Like, I'm an adult now. I need you to be an adult. And again, I don't care about the lavish gifts.
Right.
We need to be able to travel. We need to be able to communicate. Mm-hmm. But I need you to be honest and upfront. What it is. Long as you can support yourself, like you don't have to be 100,000, 2,500, like whatever. Right. Don't tell me what it is that I can't do. My situation is a little bit different, so you definitely have to have an understanding because I work for myself. Mm-hmm. So that shit can create, some different scenarios. Mm-hmm. I don't run necessarily a regular 9 to 5.
Yeah, you might have late nights and early mornings.
Yeah,
so,
right. And then, and then middle of the afternoon, let's go get some massages, whatever.
Right.
But, just be open and honest and be you and let's talk. And don't bring to me what you went through in the past. Because that's not me.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I'm not her. So whatever, leave all of that shit at the door. Mm-hmm. Because what I've been through in the past, which I could hold, other men feet to the fire for, like, you didn't do it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to hold you responsible. So let's just go and, honest and do what needs to be done. And if you ain't feeling me after you figure it out, then you tell me because I'm going to tell you.
Just say that.
Yeah.
Just say that.
But don't all of this, women, fuck all that women stuff. Deal with me.
Right. Because I'm not every woman.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Deal with me.
Right.
But it's
what Whitney said.
Exactly.
I ain't every woman, I'm me.
That's right.
Uniquely so.
I'm simple. So simple.
I agree. For me, I've raised children. I've lived life. I've had a career. I've been an entrepreneur for several years. I just want peace. I want someone who's going to bring peace. At this point, I'm willing to relinquish all of the responsibilities I've held for all of my life and for others. Protection, security. I want all of those things.
Absolutely.
I want you to be secure before you come to me.
Yeah.
I want you to be happy before you come to me because I only want to accentuate that happiness. I don't want you to be dependent upon me. I don't want a codependent relationship. I want somebody who meets me where I am, who accepts me for who I am, the quirks, the flaws,
Absolutely.
the trauma, all of those things, and to know that you rocking with me because that's important.
Absolutely.
It's important.
Absolutely. I think the guys spoke on that, being able to be comfortable and talk about things
Yeah.
and not throw it up at them later.
Right.
You know,
'Cause that's the worst.
Absolutely.
That's the worst. That's a trust
Absolutely.
that you could never gain.
Nobody wants to deal with that.
Absolutely.
It's, oh God, it's so pointless, and it makes everything 10 times worse than it has to be, because now, since you did that this time, you know the next time it's not going to go well.
Right, right.
So, yeah,
Right.
don't do all that shit.
So with wanting all of that, where does sex come into play? If you have all of that, and Brian Stevens brought that up. If the sex is no good,
I think we could work on it. If there's love, if there's a connection, if there's intimacy, if there's potential, I might be able to work with it. Now, and again, I'm gonna ask the question: what that mouth do? Because it don't necessarily have to be. It doesn't have to always be penetration. It just has to. I need to be sexually fulfilled, and there's a lot of ways that can be done.
yeah, but
No,
I like the penetration.
Thank you. And how long are we giving this person to work on it?
Not long.
I mean, because like, if you in
I'm
your
just playing.
40s
I'm
and you
flexing.
already
No, you right.
can,
Not long.
Like what do you know? At 40 plus, we should have had some conversations so that you know where I am. I know where you are. Of course, you kind of got to work some shit out so that everyone understands what's happening. But bad sex.
But penetration ain't
work with
everything, though.
past tense.
I mean, penetration hasn't. Sometimes
That
I've
sound
not
like
been
some
able
Gemini
to.
shit.
I feel like
That's that other.
shots being fired.
Yeah, for me, you ain't got long. And it don't even have to be, you know, people talking about 9, 10, 11, 12 inches.
Yeah,
I
don't need all
if
that.
you thick, because I've dealt with literally a shrimp.
Oh no!
But the width was bananas.
How long was it though?
I would give it at least 4. But the width was bananas. So
it's gotta go a certain. It's gotta hit certain things.
Four
see,
with
I
a
ain't
whip
good.
though, might.
Yeah, but see, because I'm a squeezer, so if I can hold on to you, then we can work it.
You're a
know what I'm
squeezer?
saying? You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, the Kegels.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
okay,
So, you know, you hold on to it, you good.
good.
So I don't want all that. I don't want you to feel like you're in my damn stomach and all up through there. That's
Yeah.
But I'm good.
Yeah.
You can be thick, we good. You know
can
what I
work
mean?
with it?
But yeah, I can work with that. But there has to be sexual chemistry.
Right.
Good sex. If you don't have none of that, yeah, it's not gonna work. Or
Who just
I'm
said
be cheating.
something? I just saw something pop.
Brian Thomas said, now we talking. Terry Spiller said, snapper. Shauna said, nah, we not doing no shrimp.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, shrimp wasn't the best description.
Cause it was wide.
That
That might work, but I can't do no skinny dick. I also said that 12
Skinny,
inches.
yeah.
I'll never forget. I met this dude, and I laid my head like on his stomach, and that shit came and hit me in my forehead.
No, ma'am.
You got it.
I got walk right up out of there.
You didn't accept that as a challenge?
I was like 20,
moving my insides
probably
is not a
22,
challenge.
and I was
that's a
like, I don't
problem.
need that type of challenge. I'm good. I have nothing to prove to no one, because that just felt like it would be extremely uncomfortable. Like it would take him a whole lot to come, and I feel like I would probably have been paranoid. Yeah, so we absolutely not.
I mean, size
But
does matter.
sexual chemistry is very important. Fuck all that. We need to penetrate. We need to both be satisfied. And that's with each time, with the amount of times per week, like the whole 9. Like, it ain't gonna be none of this. I'm, going to work and it's like, fuck, I gotta play. Like,
Right, yeah. That once a week is bananas. I don't see how they doing it.
they cheating.
Right.
They ain't doing it with you. They doing it with somebody else.
That part. Right.
So
Yeah.
sexual chemistry that's important. What is that last
Very, very
comment with
important.
that big old blue thing?
What's-
That was
Oh,
part
that
of
was
your
the
phone.
arrow saying
Oh,
it's more.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, it's been real. It's been real.
has.
I
Over
appreciate.
already?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
It's been almost an hour.
time.
short and sweet.
Yeah.
It's been damn near an hour.
Right. It's been an hour and a half. Well, what time do we start?
About a little after 6.
Okay. Yeah.
Time moves fast.
It's been real.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you ladies.
So now we got to
hopping
hear all
in.
the feedback about the ladies takeover. We'll see how the audience feels about it, because
let
that's
us know
really
what you
all that
think.
matters. So
Yeah,
if
we
they
got a lot
like
of
it, it's cool.
participation.
We really don't give a shit how, you know, those folks feel about it. So yeah, but we appreciate y'all listening to us
We
today.
do. Thank you for tuning in. It's the Ladies
Absolutely.
Takeover.